Is it just me, or has the meaning of creativity completely changed from what it used to be? Think about it for a second. Look at the difference between art shows now compared to back then. Look at the architecture, and look how we interact with creativity itself. It's more like more and more people aren't really thinking for themselves anymore. Instead, they're relying on other sources like AI to do the creative thinking for them. And because of that, everything just feels a bit dry, a bit soulless, a bit meh. But after a lot of trial and error, I'm about to give you the 3-step system that helped me break out this system of uninspiring habits and finally take control again of your own creativeness. But before I show you how to restore your creativity, we need to first understand something. How did we exactly lose it in the first place? Well, over time, we stopped solving problems ourselves. Instead of wrestling with the challenges and figuring out this ourselves, we just started copying everyone else's work. And this habit starts small. You begin to copy your friend's homework instead of doing it yourself.
What is this?
You copy whatever's trending on social media, and then when the trend dies, you just switch over to the next one without thinking twice. You take on others' opinions you hear online, and when someone questions you on it, you freeze. Because deep down, you realize you never actually thought about why you believe that opinion, as you just repeated because it sounded smart, or because someone with millions of followers said so. It's this weird cycle where you start depending on more and more on other people and other sources, whether it's technology, social media, or even authority figures. And this causes your creative ability and your independentness to decrease. And this isn't some theoretical stuff. I've seen this happen in my real life too. One day, my dad and I noticed that the side of the gate on our side of the house was starting to rot. Naturally, my first thought would be, oh yeah, let's call a professional, it'll be easier, quicker, even if it costs more. But my dad insisted that we are doing it ourselves. And honestly, it was rough at first. We had no idea what we were doing, we got the measurements wrong like multiple times, and we ran into problem after problem. But instead of giving up, we found creative solutions. We tried different methods, we experimented, and we adapted. And in the end, we rebuilt the entire gate from scratch. Now it's standing there stronger than ever, and beyond just building a new gate, the experience itself rebuilt a part of me that I didn't even realize I was losing. That part of me that figures out stuff without immediately looking for someone else to do it for me. So, if you feel like your creativity is dying, here's how you can bring it back. Number 1. Allow your brain to go silent. I'm sure you've experienced this before. When you're just lying in bed at night, about to fall asleep, and suddenly your brain starts firing off Einstein level of ideas out of nowhere. It's like you brainstormed your entire life plans, business ideas, and even solve problems you've been stuck on for weeks for, all while half asleep. Now, why does that happen? When you finally let your brain rest from the constant noise and overstimulation, you finally give it space to think creatively. When you're not being bombarded by endless notifications, TikTok, and background noise, your mind actually starts to connect ideas in a way it normally wouldn't during the chaos of your daily life. Which then means silence is where creativity is finally able to breathe. Number 2. Take inspiration from other things. Another thing that has massively helped me without realizing too much, that you don't always have to invent creativity from scratch. Sometimes creativity is about connecting existing things in a new way. For example, when I was doing my A-levels, I had to do a project for product design, where I had to create something that solved a real-world problem. The problem I picked up was clothing organization. And at first, I was completely stuck. Trying to come up with something brand new out of thin air that hasn't been seen on the market before was overwhelming. But then, I started looking at other existing products, and I pulled inspiration from those different designs and merged those ideas together and slowly built something unique out of what it was already there. By the end of it, my designs were so strong that I ended up getting around an A or high B on my coursework. All because I stopped forcing myself to create in a vacuum and instead use the world around me as a starting point, as inspiration isn't copying, it's fuel for new ideas. Now, the most important step. Number 3. Stare at random stuff. Now, this one might sound a bit random, but trust me, it works. One of the simplest ways to unlock your creativity again is by literally just staring at random patterns. Because have you ever been in the situation where you laid back on a clear day and looked up at the clouds, and after a while, you start to see some shapes, maybe some animals, faces, dragons, whatever your mind decides to come up with. That's not just you being imaginative, that's your brain practicing creativity. It's seeing random patterns throughout the sky and forming connections out of pretty much nothing. Stare at them and allow your mind to see something in their chaotic patterns. It trains your brain to stop seeing things so literally at face value, and you start seeing them from what they could be. The more you practice these 3 steps, the more naturally you start thinking outside the box in other areas of your life too. So, to wrap up the video, do you agree or disagree with my points? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you experience this kind of feeling or something similar to what I've explained in the video. If you have a problem related to this video, comment it down below and me and the others will try and help you out and assist you in that point. Comment this random word below to let me know you made it this far in the video and that you're a real one. So take care and bye.